RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. Jack Schmidt Chevrolet of Wood River. If you don't know where to get the best auto deals, then you don't know Jack Schmidt. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac, serving the River Bend for 52 years. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Alt Memorial Hospital, the best healthcare close to home. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the River Bend. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, buy American.
Welcome to Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader. Hope you enjoyed Southwestern and Marquette. Now we move to East Alton Wood River High School Memorial Stadium. It's the Oilers on senior night, hosting their rivals, the Roxanna Shells. With Brian Lewis, Brent Berkland here with you, and Shells and Oilers, always a lot of fun, Brian.
Yeah, it should be interesting tonight with Roxanna coming off the loss last week to Marquette. They don't have a shot at the playoffs as we speak now, and Wood River trying to avoid back-to-back 0-9 seasons. So a little bit for both teams to play for here last game of the season.
A lot have been made of Roxanna coming around this year, really, with Coach Pat Keith winning a couple of games. They won 2 games over a 6-year period. Well, now they've won 3 games this year. So things looking up in Shell Country, no doubt about it. Of course, last year when they beat the Oilers in Week 9, 39-0, that snapped a 30-game losing streak for Roxanna. Well, now it's the Oilers on a losing streak. They've lost 18 in a row.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt. If you look at it on paper, you would think Roxanna should be able to take this game a little bit in hand, as with Colby Hall being out as well for Wood River. That's a big loss, but it's a rivalry game. These two communities that go back and forth in every sport, and it should be interesting tonight to see if Wood River takes some of that emotion from the big crowd here tonight and tries to take it to the Shells.
And from senior night too, the excitement there. They're also welcoming, I believe, the class of 1980 back here. Their 30-year reunion this weekend, but a lot of things happening, and as always, a huge crowd to check out the Oilers and the Shells from Wood River to East Alton to Roxanna, to South Roxanna and beyond. It's a big game, and the Oilers going to get the ball first. Shells will kick it off from our right to our left. And the Oilers grab it at about the 10-yard line. Return man to the 20, out near the 25 before he's knocked down, and that's Levi Lawson, number 28. And the Oilers in their maroon uniforms, maroon helmets, maroon socks, the gold trim. The maroon and gold against the red and gold. Roxanna with their red pants, red helmets, and gold trim. They have the white jerseys with the red numbers. Roxanna starts on defense, and that means the Oilers get the ball with 6-foot quarterback Aaron Ragusa. Only a sophomore, but his first 2 years in high school, he's thrown the ball a lot and thrown for a lot of yards, and they try to get that running game going to open up the passing game, and we'll see if that happens tonight here on their home turf. It's the shotgun, and they're ready to go. Receivers to the left and right. Ragusa fumbles it. He fumbled it, and the Roxanna Shells have the football on the first snap of the night. It's picked up quickly there by Brendan West, number 25 of the Shells, at the 20-yard line of the Oilers in the red zone.
It didn't look like a bad snap from here. It looked like the snap was right on. I couldn't tell if it surprised Ragusa or if maybe he was trying to hand it off too quickly after taking the snap, but that ball was definitely handleable, and he could not handle it.
So now the quarterback, Tommy Hackler, will hand it off, and it goes over the right side to Jacob Carlisle. Carlisle, the workhorse, and he goes into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, 20 yards for Carlisle over the right side. And one play for the Oilers, one play for the Shells. It's 6-0, Roxanna.
Well, just like that, the Shells come out. One play, as you say. Carlisle takes it around the right tackle, around the right side, is able to tippy-toe on that out-of-bounds line over there, stay in bounds inside the pylon for the touchdown. A great way to start if you're a Roxanna Shells fan.
20-yard touchdown run, and now the Shells try to tack on the extra point with Brandon Dudley out there, number 7. He has the tee placed down at the 10-yard line, and the Shells, 17 seconds into this game, are leading on the road in Wood River. Here's the extra point. It's booted up, and it's booted through. It's good. Roxanna, 7-0 early in the ball game here in Wood River tonight. Back with more in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
Whether you're planning for home improvement projects, family vacations, college tuition, or consolidating credit card debt, use your home for what you need. At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer home equity loans and lines of credit that can lower your costs. For more information, visit www.1stmidamerica.org or call 618-258-3168 to speak to a First Mid-America Credit Union representative.
There's a long pass. It looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
Brian Lewis and Brett Birkland back here in Oiler Country and under the lights here in week number 9. The Shells take the lead, and it can't happen much quicker than that, Brian. 7-0 Roxanna.
No, in 2 plays, we have a fumble, and then we have a touchdown. A fumble for Wood River, a touchdown for Roxanna, and that was a huge hole blown open by the right side of the offensive line of the Shells.
Here come the Oilers, and Lawson, it looks like again, he's over the 20-yard line, the kick return man, number 28. And Lawson will bring it right up the middle between the hash marks, and it will be Jake Hughes and Mike Baer at running backs. Adam Grace, starting fullback out there too. The center is Seth Jones for the Oilers, and the quarterback, as we mentioned, Aaron Ragusa. We'll have to see what happens here. The receivers, normally the tight end, Scott Gibbs, receiver Cody Engler, of course, Colby Hall, the big 6'5 receiver, out with an injury a couple of games ago. And Roxanna still has the tee out there at the 40-yard line, I believe, so they got to go get the tee before they resume play here. Roxanna, and they're back on defense here. The Oilers at their own 22-yard line. Coach Joe Parmentier in his first year with the East Alton Wood River Oilers. And they're going to send a play in here before we start things up. Levi Lawson out there on the field, and now there's another stoppage here. The officials talk to head coach Joe Parmentier here on the near side. And Coach Pat Keith, a couple of steps onto the field on the far side here. Not sure what that's all about, but Oilers 1st and 10.
Well, there was a little bit of a skirmish after that kickoff out there near midfield between an Oiler and a Shell, and it could have been something to do with that and a possible warning by the officials to the coaches.
Here's a handoff coming to the near side, and it's number 35, Jake Hughes, with a big hole over the right side, and Hughes busting through for a first down, it looks like. He might have picked up 10.5 yards. And it looks like a 1st and 10. Yes, it is. 1st and 10 out over the 32-yard line. Nice run for 35, Jake Hughes.
Yeah, Jake Hughes has come out here tonight showing a lot of passion here early on. He was visibly very upset after that fumble on the first possession of the Oilers. Livid on the sidelines, and he looks like he's going to try to do something about it.
There's a run over the left side, and not much room this time. And again, little extra curricular activities after Scott Gibbs, the right side there, and he's going to lose about a yard, and it's back near the 31-yard line now. 2nd and 11. 11 minutes to go, first quarter. Cody Engler brings in a new play. The Oilers here on senior night with 10 Oilers, 10 seniors on the roster. Not all of them are healthy and dressed for the game, including Mason Webb, normally their kicker. And, of course, again, Colby Hall. Ragusa flips it over the middle to Gibbs. He has his tight end out at the 45. They may give him forward progress to the 45, but Ragusa rolling to his left flipped it back to the middle of the field to Gibbs.
Yeah, that was a very nice throw there by Ragusa. As you mentioned, he's rolling to his left. He's getting out of the pocket. He throws back across his body just a touch, but a great job by Scott Gibbs. He found a little bit of a crease out there in the zone, and he just settled in. If he'd have kept running that across towards the line as a crossing pattern, he'd have ran right into the coverage. He saw the hole in the zone. He stopped in the hole. Ragusa found him, and that's a big play for Wood River after the big run. 2 big plays back to back.
10:20 to go, first quarter. Man in motion. They'll give it up the middle. Looking for room is the big man. Big Bear, Mike Bear, number 36. 220-pound senior rumbles up the middle between the hashes to the, well, not quite the 50-yard line. Give him 4 tough yards up the middle, though.
Yeah, Bear on his first carry of the game didn't give much. There wasn't much room to work with. And once again there, not a whole lot of room, but he made quite a bit out of it. Nearly picked up 5 yards there for the fullback.
Under 10 minutes to go, first quarter. Again, the Shells with an early lead. They scored on a Carlisle 20-yard touchdown run, his 8th TD of the year. There's a handoff, and again a miss handoff there. Some trouble in the backfield. It's picked up by the Shells. Roxanna has it again as the Oilers put it on the turf again. And Ridgely Hubbard, number 55, looked like, grabbed it for the Shells. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Roxanna as they grab another turnover here early in the game.
Yeah, that's just heartbreaking for the Oilers. They were putting together a drive there, too. They had 3 nice plays out of 4, doing a good job. And then once again, they put it on the turf.
Back to Carlisle again. Looked like the same play that he scored the touchdown on over right tackle. This time, he's knocked down at the 44-yard line, so it's a gain of about 3 or 4 for Carlisle, their leading rusher on the season.
And that was the same play as the touchdown, only that time Carlisle decided to go off the left hip of the right tackle, and on the touchdown run, he went off the right hip and broke it outside.
Well, they'll mark it more like the 45-yard line here. 2nd and 7, 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hackler back, he'll hand it off, right up the gut it goes. A dive forward for the fullback, Donnie Spann, to about the 40-yard line. No, they're going to mark it at the 41, a gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and about 3 here with 8:48 to go in the first.
That was a good job by the official on the far sideline there. The back was able to spring forward almost 2 yards from where that spot is, but his knee was down right there. Good job by the officials.
They'll hand it off to Carlisle again over the right side. Tripped up in the backfield. Diving forward, though. He's close to a 1st down. As Gibbs got in the backfield there, and so did 54, Alex Harmon, another linebacker. But Carlisle gets just enough. He was tripped up basically right at the line of scrimmage, but he gains 3.
And he was able to keep his balance just long enough to pick up the 1st down. He was touched. He might have even been touched a little bit in the backfield.
Tommy Hackler under center, the Roxanna quarterback, hands it to the first man through, and that's the fullback as flags fly. Spann, the fullback, up to about the 35, but it's going to be illegal procedure, a false start. On the Shells, they're going to be pushed back 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like the left tackle out here, I believe it was number 78 of the Shells, Adam Meyer. Looked like he started just a little bit too soon, jumped up there just a little bit too quick.
Meyer is 6'3", 275 pounds. He's a senior.
So it's not hard for the ref to miss him when he moves.
Can't miss 78. Hackler, I formation behind him, and Carlisle going to follow his blockers and follow his fullback up the middle. Spann blocking for him along with the offensive line, and Carlisle bounces down to the 36-yard line. 2nd down and about 8. He gains 7.
Yeah, good job there by Carlisle. Not big in stature, and he's doing a great job of just putting his hand on the back of his blocker, following him right through the hole, and then making his decision after he gets through the hole. So, way to use your fullback there, Jacob Carlisle.
Carlisle, 5'7". West will run the ball a little bit too. He's 5'6". For the Roxanna Shells. Handoff goes to Carlisle. Tries to struggle to the 35 and then slides to the 34. Gain of a couple. It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd down and still about 6 to go.
Yeah, this is going to be a big play here for the Oiler defense. You know, the offense has turned the ball over twice already, but if they can stop here on third down, force a punt possibly, and get the ball back, they're still only down just a touchdown, even with a somewhat miserable start.
6:50 to go, first quarter. From Wood River, Shells and Oilers in Week 9. Last year they met in Week 9 in Roxanna. The Shells won 39-0, snapping a 30-game losing streak. It's a handoff, fake handoff to Carlisle. Hackler has it, tried to throw it, it's blocked. Tipped at the line. I'm not sure if he was looking for his fullback span, but he was rolling to his left, incomplete, fourth down.
Yeah, it was a good job there. I believe that's Jeremy Cook, number 5 for Wood River. He was able to, in the secondary, to hold that play down. There's plenty of time to get rid of the ball for the Roxanna quarterback, but just nobody open downfield.
Well, we'll see if the Shells boot it away here. They do have Jordan Briggs out there, number 5. He's their normal punter, but he's also capable of running that wildcat where he takes the snap and takes off running. The formation, though, almost like an extra point where all the linemen come here to the near side. Fourth down and 6, 6:31. They snap it to Briggs. Briggs going to throw it. He throws it high and incomplete. They went for it on fourth down, and Tyler Gentry was out there near the sideline, but the throw was too high from Briggs. Oilers ball.
Ace Hardware in Bethalto is your helpful place. It's where you'll find more than 70,000 items in the store and even more online. It's where the people know how to solve your problems. It's where top brands like Benjamin Moore, Still, and Craftsman make your jobs go smoothly and with confidence. It's where hot buys sizzle each and every week. Ace Hardware in Bethalto is more than helpful. They save you time and money too.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Yeah, that play just not very well executed there by the Roxanna Shells. It looked like there was a possibility of converting on it, but the route wasn't run very sharp, the throw wasn't very good, and Roxanna just didn't take advantage of that opportunity as the play was there to be had. They just couldn't get it.
Tonight's game, also one of the many games that you can catch on RiverBender.com. Check out the archive games from all season long. RiverBender.com. Shells and Oilers here. Ragusa hands off, and again, some miscommunication in the backfield there. Bear scoops it up off the turf, and they're going to lose a couple there in the backfield.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on in that offensive backfield of the Wood River Oilers, but they need to get something figured out, as that was definitely a fumble again between Ragusa and Bear. That ball ended up on the turf, and they lost 2 yards on the play. You know, your defense comes out, your defense gets a nice stop, gets the ball back for you, and then you turn around and put it right back on the turf. The Wood River Oilers offense better get it going.
Offensive coordinator Gary Herron, the defensive coordinator Travis Williams, head coach Joe Parmentier. It's a double reverse. There's a fumble again in the backfield. It's the Shells who jump on the free ball again. This time it's 82, Jared Odell. 82 for the Shells, and that's 3 fumbles in the first quarter.
And all 3 have virtually been in the same exact spot, right down there around the 20-25-yard line of the Oilers. And that time they handed the ball off, they ran a reverse. The ball was flipped to the reverse man. It looked like the reverse man was flipping it back to Ragusa to throw a pass. It looked like it was going to be like a reverse flea flicker of sorts, and the ball ends up on the turf, and 3 fumbles on 3 possessions here in the first quarter.
3 turnovers, and the Shells have it in great field position again. Here's Briggs with his first carry. Jordan Briggs over the right side. He has a first down. He's down in the red zone near the 16-yard line of East Alton Wood River with 5.5 minutes to go. First quarter, it's 1st and 10 Shells in the red zone.
Yeah, good job of misdirection there by the Roxanna offense. They faked Carlisle one way, and then you have the quarterback run the play action fake out. and the defense was going with both Carlisle and the QB and didn't stick up there with Briggs.
Center for Roxanna, Jacob Roberson, number 52. Hackler under center, hands the ball off. Carlisle diving forward, and he may have only picked up a yard to the 15-yard line. Or maybe that was West this time. They look the same. It's 24 and 25, and this time it was Brendan West, 25 for 1 yard.
Yeah, you're right. They do look almost identical out there, 124 and 125, and it's hard to keep those two straight.
156, one listed at 57. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Shells with an I formation behind Hackler. Roxanna already leading 7-0. Here's Carlisle over the right side. Offensive line gets a push down near the 11-yard line. Maybe the 12 is where they'll mark it. It's going to be third down with 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. It's going to be third down and about 6 or 7 more to go.
The Wood River defense did a nice job. The defensive line holding their ground there. Not really giving up too many yards there on that carry. And another big third down here for the Oiler defense.
Tommy Hackler, the junior quarterback for the Shells, under center. Third down, they'll pitch it to Carlisle, looking for the edge, and there's a flag flying, maybe a hold on the edge for the Shells, and still Carlisle only gained a yard or two there before he was pushed out of bounds. It's going to be third down again, or maybe fourth down here. We'll see.
Yeah, he was definitely short for the first down, so they could decline this. Wood River could decline this and make it fourth down.
Now Joe Parmentier already pointing the other way. He wants to push him back, I think, and make it third and long.
Yeah, and I actually, even though it would be fourth down, I like that call by Coach Parmentier to push him back, because now if you stop them, they're not really in any sort of field goal range where they could decide to kick a field goal down there if you stop them on the next play.
And not as easy on 2 downs here to make 15 yards. It's third, about 15. 4 minutes to go, first quarter. The ball now back to the 21-yard line of the Oilers. Shells with it. And there's a fumble in the backfield for the Shells. It's still loose. Now it's picked up, but a loss of about 10 or more as Bass Rach got the handoff and then fumbled it once or twice. And in the backfield, he's all the way back to the 32 before he scoops it up.
Yeah, Rach was like on the end around there, and a similar play to the reverse that we saw from Wood River, and was just not able to handle it. The handoff or pitch, or however you want to call it, did not look that bad. And Rach just couldn't handle it. He almost made it look like a basketball out there, the way it was dribbling around and bouncing around, and ends up 10 yards back downfield.
Well, on fourth and long, really long, they're going to go for it here. That's the way it looks. Hackler under center. Fourth down, and they're going to throw it to Johnson. It's a jump ball, and it's out of bounds. Johnson here on the near side had a little room, but I think the throw would have been out of bounds if he'd have grabbed it. Defending there, Dylan Doris, it appeared, number 41. And it's Oilers ball on downs again. They stop Roxanna on fourth down again.
Yeah, so once again, Wood River gets the ball back. Their defense is playing outstanding, keeping them in this game. The offense, if you're just joining us, has had 3 possessions. They have fumbled 3 times, and they've really yet to get the ball to midfield any time in those 3 possessions.
Oilers ball again, 3 minutes to go, first quarter. They hand the ball off over the left side, nothing there, and flags fly as Jordan Briggs brings him down. By the jersey, maybe by the collar there.
Yeah, I was saying every official on the field threw a flag at that, so I'm going to say he horse-collared him. All 4 refs threw a flag at that play.
And the ball carrier was Levi Lawson, number 28. He's a junior, and he was looking to turn the corner on the left side, and Jordan Briggs made a nice play to get out there, but got him from behind and whipped him down to the ground, and that's a personal foul on the defense, and the Oilers going to get some yardage here and going to get a first down. It appears.
Yeah, Coach Keith is not happy over there on that far sideline. He's letting that official get an earful, but all 4 officials threw a flag, so we can't really see very well from our vantage point, but if all 4 of them threw the flag, I got to assume that it was a horse collar.
Well, he lost 5 yards, but then the 15 yards on the penalty makes it exactly enough for a first down. 1st and 10, out over the 40. Here's Bear over the right side. He's tripped up. Good play there in the backfield. And that's normally the middle linebacker, Danny Robertson, and it was again, and he's one of their leading tacklers, and Robertson makes the play on Bear.
Yeah, Bear really couldn't get anything going there. There was a little bit of a hole, a little bit of a crease, but he just couldn't get his feet going, and not much there, maybe a yard on the play.
Robertson, 3 sacks this year, 45 tackles, 30 assists for 75 total tackles, second on the team. Here's Ragusa back to throw, rolling to his right, complete, and out of bounds over midfield. Good pitch and catch there to his running back, Jake Hughes, out of bounds at the Roxanna 43.
Well, Jake Hughes is a guy that I would personally like to see more of this half. I'd like to see Woodriver get the ball to him. He's touched it twice now, both times been big plays. He had a 10-yard run on his one carry that he had, and then right there, that's about a 12-yard, give or take, pickup on a catch right there. So Woodriver really probably should start getting the ball more to Jake Hughes while he's got the hot hand.
Receiver going to the far side, number 5, Jeremy Cook. Actually a tight end set. As it's a tight formation here, Ragusa will hand it to Lawson over the left side, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there, and that's number 40, Trevor Hale, their leading tackler. Hale number 1 in tackles, Robertson number 2 in tackles for the Shells. It's second down and about 11 on the loss.
Well, that was a pretty darn good one there by Hale. He put a pop on Lawson as he came through.
He's only a junior, 5'11", 205 pounds. Fullback on offense once in a while and linebacker on defense. Ragusa with the blitz on, runs out of trouble to the 40, the 35, and the 30 before he's chased out by Briggs and Hale. Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That may be a first down.
Yeah, nice job there by Ragusa. He saw the hole. He had the hole early on, and he took it. He took it right away. There was no indecision on his part there, and he busted through. And I think he might be just a little bit short.
Going to measure, I believe, and bring the chains all the way across to the near side here. Well, we get word at the end of one quarter up in Mount Zion. CM in Mount Zion at 7-7 right now. The CM Eagles on the road. Alton on the road at O'Fallon tonight. Southwestern again against Marquette. Another big rivalry game right here. Shells and Oilers, and it is enough, just enough for a first down for the Oilers as they trail 7-0 here, but could be a lot worse except for their defense.
It could be a lot worse, and it probably should be a lot worse. And if you asked Coach Pat Keith over there, he definitely would expect to have more than a bigger lead than 7-0. If you ask Coach Parmentier, he would definitely expect to be down a lot worse. You know, when you turn it over 3 times consecutively to start a game on your side of the 50, and you only give up 7 points, that's actually doing pretty good.
1:37 to go, first quarter. They give it to the first man through. Let's see if that's Bear, the big fullback. He's inside the 30. And it is Bear, number 36, to about, well, just inside the 30-yard line. 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Again, Shells lead it 7-0. Oilers ball at the Roxanna 30. Second down and 7 for the maroon and gold here. Ragusa under center. Center is Seth Jones. The offense is set. They hand it to Bear. Over the left side, nothing doing there. And a quick flag coming out there right in the middle of the line of scrimmage. Might be a hold on the Oilers, and it's a loss of a yard. And a hold on the Oilers.
And that hold must have happened immediately following the snap of the football because, as you said, that flag came flying in there rather quickly after the snap.
And right over the top of the center. So right in the middle of the line there was a hold. We mentioned some of the assistants for Joe Parmentier, Gary Herron and Travis Williams, but they also have Mark Mandalay, Kyle Herron, Kyle Duncan, Mike Ragusa, Michael Corey, and Darren Carlisle on the staff. The Oilers with a record of 0-8. And they battle the Roxanna Shells here tonight, week number 9. And the ball now back to the 40-yard line after the penalty. Oilers ball, and it'll be the shotgun this time. Receivers to the left and right. A couple of those receivers are running backs, Grace and Bear. Here's a screen, and it's a nice play on the blitz. And it goes once again to Hughes. He's inside the 20. And some pushing and shoving after the whistles blow, and there's some more flags as a little pitch and catch to Jake Hughes, and it worked to perfection down into the red zone. Wow,
That was a middle screen they ran there to Hughes, right up the gut. Roxanna was coming in on Ragusa quick. They let the offensive line let everybody go. Once he was able to complete that screen, there was the whole line, 5 guys for the Oilers out there to block on only just one shell. So all Hughes had to do was just get in behind and go, and that's exactly what he did. And there's that man again, Jake Hughes.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both sides. The ball's going to lay at the 19 of Roxanna, and some scuffling there right at the 20, down in the dirt after the whistle.
Yeah, you let those big offensive linemen get downfield like that on a screen, and then all of a sudden they look up and they've got a chance to really put a licking on a little cornerback or a smaller safety, and you know they take pride in that. And I didn't see who the young man was for Roxanna, but it was number 72 for Wood River, who was down there. They were grappling around, and he leveled the young man from Roxanna on a legal block, a good legal block, and I think he just took a little bit of exception to that block.
Well, the Oilers rolling right down the field here. Nice drive. And to the 19 of Roxanna into the red zone, and they have a chance to tie this game up here late in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 19 of the Shells in the red zone for the Oilers. And again, it's 7-0 Roxanna. First quarter has 27.9 seconds to go in it. Oilers set up on offense again in front of a huge crowd once again on both sides of the field. Ragusa running for his life, avoids a sack, throws it deep, has a man open, in and out of the hands of Jake Hughes. He was in the back of the end zone, and he was just waiting, almost like a fair catch, and he bobbled it and dropped it.
Well, Ragusa did a great job to keep that play going out here. He rolls to his right all the way here to the home sideline. Somehow he found Hughes in the back of the end zone, was able to get it to him, throwing it off balance that far, and it kind of rimmed in and out off of Hughes' chest, and as it was in, after it bounced off his shoulder pads and was in the air, Roxanna Shells knocked him to the ground. There was no chance to catch it, but possible game-tying touchdown dropped right there.
And maybe a game-changing play, too. 16.3 seconds now to go in the first quarter. They give it to Hughes. He's thrown to the ground at about the 20-yard line. Nothing doing there. It looked like it was Ryan McClure on the tackle, and Hughes goes down. It's 3rd and 10, and that's the end of the first quarter here in Wood River. The Shells and the Oilers battling in week number 9, and it's Roxanna 7-0 after one quarter. East Alton, Wood River driving. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
Brian Lewis and Brent Birkeland back with you here at Memorial Stadium. Senior night for East Alton Wood River. They have 10 seniors on the roster. We go to the second quarter now, 12 minutes back on the clock, and the Oilers at 3rd and 10 from the Roxanna 19-yard line. Shells lead it 7-0. Look like they're setting up the screen again. This time Ragusa throwing to Hughes, and he threw it behind him as he was being chased again in the backfield. It's 4th and 10, incomplete.
Well, each time Ragusa goes back to pass, Roxanna's getting a ton of pressure on him. I know a couple times have been screen passes, which is the intention of the play, but even when it's not a screen pass, Roxanna's not giving Ragusa very much time to work.
7-0 Shells. That's where we stand here. 4th down, and Ragusa comes to the near side to get the play from his offensive coordinator, Gary Herron. Now back to the huddle. They're going to go for it. They're at the 19-yard line, so you knew they would. 7-0. Now timeout. As Aaron Ragusa saw the play clock down to 3, 2, 1, and he calls a timeout here. And East Alton Wood River at 4th and 10 from the 19. And again, one of their injured players is their kicker, Mason Webb. One of their seniors, too. Also one of their seniors, Kobe Hall, on the injured list. But other seniors include Jake Hughes and Mike Bear. We've seen those players out there, along with Dylan Doris and Adam Grace. Also Kenneth Jolly and Seth Jones. Chris Brand is a senior. So is Dan Coleman. 10 seniors for the Oilers here on senior night. And a 7-0 ball game, really. Early in the second quarter, it's still anybody's ball game.
Yeah, Wood River, obviously, we've talked about it often already. They haven't played very well on offense with 3 fumbles already in the first quarter, but they're right here 7-0. Roxanna hasn't done much with those turnovers, and Wood River's driving. They've got a big 4th down here, but if they can convert on this 4th down, they could be very close to tying this game up.
First timeout for either team here in the first half. And Ragusa under center. Hughes in motion. He has it. He wants to throw it back to Ragusa. Now he's running for his life, and he runs back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Jordan Briggs was out there covering Ragusa. It didn't fool the Shells defense very much, and Hughes runs out of room, and it's Roxanna ball.
Well, it didn't fool him very much, but it fooled him enough to where they at least had one-on-one coverage out there, but there's not enough time for Hughes to even make a throw, though. He couldn't even just put it up there for grabs, and once he realized he had no chance to throw it, he tried to do something, tuck and run, and it just wasn't there. So Roxanna will take over.
Well, if you can on 4th down, you want to at least throw that ball because it doesn't matter if it's intercepted or not. Here's 25, Brendan West, and West over the left side. He's out near the 30-yard line. He's going to gain about 9 yards, it looks like. 11:30 to go, first half. We're into the second quarter now, and West, the ball carrier, out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, this looked like your basic pitch left, and West just took it right over left tackle, and 9 yards later, he was brought down. Nobody touched him till they tackled him 9 yards downfield.
Roxanna offensive line has had a pretty solid year. They've been able to run the football effectively, and here goes West again into the secondary, makes a move to the 50, now the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, he dives into the end zone, a flag flies, it's a touchdown, 72 yards for Brendan West, down the left sideline for the Shells.
Well, I don't like that flag. They're throwing that flag because he dove into the end zone there, but he had to dive in there at the corner to the pylon. There was a defender coming over to try and tackle him. But nothing takes away from that run. What a beautiful run, and he shook one of the Wood River secondary men right out here across the 50. Looked like he was going to go down. He gave the little right shoulder fake, then back to the left, and he was gone.
And with 10:54 to go in the second quarter, the Oilers had it in the red zone. They gave it up on downs, and the next thing you know, it's Brendan West in the second quarter going 72 yards for a touchdown run. And now a timeout is called, it looks like, for Roxanna. Shells would like a timeout just a minute into the second quarter, so we have Carlisle with his 8th touchdown of the year coming in the first quarter. Now West with his 4th touchdown of the year, coming here in the second quarter. And West, a junior, Carlisle, a senior, and West will get plenty of carries next year when Carlisle is gone.
Well, it looks like he knows exactly what he's doing, too, out there. You know, he's got great speed. He broke that big run. He never slowed down. He didn't look like he got tired one bit at any time during that 72 yards as he was running. He's got good shiftiness. He's got quick feet. He looks like a heck of a player there, Brandon West.
Well, we'll see what the Roxanna Shells do here. They may be going for 2. Hackler's going to get under center here with 10:54 to go, and a 13-0 score. Receiver to the left and right. Span and Carlisle in the backfield. Span 6'1", 235 ahead of Carlisle, who's only 5'6". They're not going to run it. Hackler wants to throw it. Hackler rolling to his right, and he's knocked down near the goal line, and he could not get in for 2. Just short of the goal line. Looks like he was inside the 1. Roxanna will kick off now, leading 13-0.
Yeah, you go for 2 there. They don't get it. So 13-0. Wood River, if they can figure out just a little something on offense here to get it in the end zone, could still be in this ballgame.
13-0. Shells have the lead. Score from Mount Zion, Illinois. They lead CM here 21-7 now in the second quarter, and CM already in the playoffs, winning the Mississippi Valley Conference Championship. But they'd like to be 6-3 and going into the playoffs rather than 5-4, but they trail Mount Zion, and the Braves are having another good year up near Decatur.
Yeah, everybody knows 6-3 or 5-4, either way gets you in the playoffs, but could be a big difference on who you play that first round game, depending on that.
And where you have to travel to and things like that. Brian Lewis and Brent Birkland here in Oiler Country, maroon and gold against the red and gold, and Roxanna, big number 75. Eric Kessler will kick it off here. He has it teed up at his own 40-yard line. Shells now with 2 touchdowns, and the Oilers going to get it again. Return man grabs it. That's Hughes at the 20, out to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Hughes and the Oilers will set up shop there, and the Oilers, again, just a moment ago, had it in the red zone, but couldn't produce any points, and they are being shut out here at home, 13-0 now.
Yeah, Roxanna with the one big play there that last drive, the big 72-yard run for touchdown. Wood River needs to come up with something like that of their own. They need a big play or a couple big plays to get back in this game.
Hughes in motion, Ragusa back. He'll hand the ball off. Lawson has some room over the left side here, and he's up over the 35 to the 36. Open field tackle there by Little, Brandon Little, 5'8" junior. And with 10:31 to go, it's Lawson for about 4 yards. It's second down.
Yeah, Lawson, good strong run there around the left side. He wasn't scared of that contact either. Put his shoulder down and drove forward.
10:10 to go as Ragusa gets ready to snap it. Puts Hughes in motion. He's going to throw it. He throws it long to Lawson, but just out of the reach, and he was open too over midfield. Lawson had a step on his man, but just out of the reach. He got a fingertip on it, and that was it.
Yeah, Ragusa got rid of the ball just in time, too, as Carlisle was coming from his backside. Was getting close, and Ragusa got rid of it just on time. And as you mentioned, the receiver was open. Lawson open downfield and just couldn't connect on it, just a little bit out of reach. That's that chance at that big play there, though, that Wood River needs to capitalize on.
Wood River most of the first half of the year going Ragusa to Colby Hall, but now that the 6'5" receiver's not in there, they're liking those running backs and throwing to those running backs pretty successfully. There's Ragusa deep, has a man open again. Hughes, and it's overthrown by about 5 yards, but Ragusa puts that in the air about 50 yards in the air, but it's incomplete.
And he had his man wide open. Hughes had burned every Roxanna shell out there. There was no shell within 5 to 7 yards. If they could have connected on that, it was going to be an easy 6 points there.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Call me, Gerard Fisher of American Family Insurance, today at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Everybody's saying buy American, but not me. I just want you to come drive American. Come out today and see for yourself. No one has a more impressive selection of vehicles than Ford. Whether it's a Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, F-150, or any other Ford product, no one can beat Ford's quality. Not Toyota, not Honda, not anybody.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years, just off Route 3 or Highway 67 in Alton, or at RobertsMotors.com.
Just overthrown, and as you mentioned, Ragusa launched that. He was under a little bit of pressure. He just let it go, and just a little too far.
And again, it's a running back, but they're still getting behind the defenders here, Roxanna. High snap, Ragusa throwing, and it is caught, and he pitches a little hook and ladder, and it works out to the 45-yard line. First down. The pass is complete to Cody Engler, who then pitched it to Levi Lawson for 10 more.
Well, a nice play there. A well-designed play and a well-executed play by Wood River. They fake it. They throw it out here to do the hook and ladder. They pick up a first down, and there's a big play right there. That's exactly what they needed. They've had a chance now. They've run 3 big plays on this drive. They've converted on one of them, so see if they can build off this.
Well, remember, they were able to move the ball last time they had it, too, down to the red zone, but that drive stalling at the 19. Here's Hughes over the right side. Trying to turn the corner, he does. To the 50, the 45 of Roxanna. 9 yards for Hughes to the Roxanna 45-yard line.
Yeah, he could have had more, too, if they couldn't tell the number of the Roxanna tackler, but got just enough of his shoestring to trip him up and bring him down. But Hughes had a chance to really bust that big one there as he was able to get around that right side, turn the corner, and get downfield. Jake Hughes is showing up big here in the early going.
Well, we have to say that he dropped a touchdown pass, so he's trying to make up for some of that when he was wide open in the end zone. Here's Lawson trying to turn the corner. He cannot. Got him right away. It was Hubbard, number 55, and he slings him to the ground at the 48-yard line of Roxanna, a loss of about 3.
Yeah, that hurts. You go from 2nd and 1 to now about 3rd and 5 almost where they spot that ball. It's almost a 4-yard loss there. We'll see what the Wood River offense has in store, what they have up their sleeve here on 3rd and 5. Keep this drive going.
Roxanna on top, 13-0 here in Wood River. Second quarter. As the Shells are on defense, the Oilers have the football. They snap it. Ragusa ready to throw it. Gets around a defender and then throws it wide of Lawson here over the 50-yard line. Incomplete. 4th down, 8:13 to go, second quarter here. I think they're going to punt it away.
Ragusa was setting up to go downfield with that ball, but he just didn't have enough time, and then he quickly tried to rush one out here to a safety valve, and he was off target. Had he caught that ball or been able to complete the pass, they would only picked up a couple yards.
4th down either way, and it's 4th down here, and still about 5 to go. And they're going to fake it. Ragusa, the up man, with the pass. It's complete, and they get about 6 yards to Scott Gibbs, and it looks like it's enough for a first down. It is. 1st and 10 Oilers on the fake punt there.
Yeah, they run the fake. They did it again. They run the middle screen there to Gibbs, and he gets just enough. He needed about 5. He got 6.
A risky play, but you don't have anything to lose. You're 0-8 on the season, of course. Keep it going. And we'll see if they keep it going here. The Oilers 1st and 10 from the Roxanna 43-yard line. Hughes in motion again. Hughes over the right side, looking to turn the corner again. Nope, he cannot. Chasing him is Danny Robertson, 32, always around the ball, and a flag flies in too. It's holding on the Oilers.
That's going to back them up 10 yards there. Each and every time so far in this first half that Wood River's got something going and got some momentum, they've done something to shoot themselves in the foot. They did it there with a holding call.
Well, we'll see what they do with the football now. They'll push them back 10 yards. Roxanna will push the Oilers back to their own 46-yard line. 7:44 to go, first half. Again, Shells with 2 touchdowns on the board, and they lead it 13-0. In with a new play comes Jeremy Cook, number 5. And the clock starts again, 7.5 minutes to go, and we'll call it first down and 21 to go. Back to throw, Ragusa over the middle, just a little too high for Gibbs, who was open there in the middle of the defense at the 40-yard line of Roxanna, but a little too high.
He had him open, had Gibbs. He also had Hughes out there, too. He took his pick and decided on Gibbs, but too tall. Just a little too tall. Gibbs leaped. He put out good effort, but he couldn't come down with it.
$7:14 to go, and second down and about 21 to go. They're going to run it with Hughes over the right side again. He's tripped up, a gain of a yard or two, but Brendan West looked like he got him by the shoestrings there and bring him down to the ground. It's going to be third down and about 20 to go.
Yeah,
the 47-yard line.
You would think the Wood River would probably be thinking along the lines of 2 plays to get a first down here, the way they've been attacking this drive so far.
Well, they were going to punt from midfield a moment ago, faked it, got the first down. It's third and long here with 6.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Ragusa back, and he's in trouble, and he's sacked. Robertson was there. He was the first man there, but then he had some help from the Shells, including number 82, Roxanna's Jared Odell there too, but Robertson, 32, with the sack back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and they'll definitely have to punt now after that loss. It's going to be about 4th and 30, so the punt team jogs out to the field for Wood River.
Back to punt it, and it's a line drive punt. Takes an Oiler roll at the 40, down to the 30, inside the 30 to about the 28, 29-yard line. 5:50 to go in the second quarter. Back in Wood River in a moment. Roxanna leading East Alton Wood River 13-0. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
At Jack Schmidt Chevrolet in Wood River, we make car buying a breeze. A member of our sales team will assist you in selecting the perfect new or GM certified pre-owned vehicle, and we back it up with our guaranteed price policy. Our commitment to you continues after the sale with genuine Goodwrench service. So if you don't know where to get the best deal on quality vehicles and service,
you don't know Jack Schmidt
in Wood River, Illinois.
Yeah!
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton, to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway. Welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products.
Roxanna football, and we're at 5:50 to go, second quarter, midway through the second period. Now officials with a timeout here. And it'll be the Oilers calling a defensive timeout. Coach Pat Keith and the Shells looking for their 4th win of the year. 3-5 their record. Hackler back, gives to Carlisle, looking left side, nothing doing there. He dives forward, back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Assistant coaches for Roxanna, some familiar names too. Nathan Miles, Mark Briggs, David Gann, the defensive guru, John Lawrence, Steve Slater, Charlie Brown, Mike Berardi, and Matt Booker, another name from around the River Bend. 5:20 to go here in the second quarter. Second down and 10 for the Shells. Hackler under center at his own 29-yard line. They'll pitch it back to West. West looking for the near side, finds a hole, jumps over a tackler to the 44. It's 1st and 10, Shells.
Well, lately, West has had the hot hand here in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this game. And for Roxanna, I think Coach Pat Keith's just going to keep giving them the ball. Wood River's been able to bottle up Carlisle a little bit here, but they have had no answer for Brandon West.
Under 5 minutes to go now. .445 to go, and they snap it and hand it to Carlisle. It's a counter, up through the middle, over the 40, to the 30, down to the 20-yard line, and knocked out of bounds near the 10-yard line as Carlisle runs wild up the middle of the field from his own 44-yard line all the way to the East Alton Wood River 12-yard line. Looks like about the 12 is where they will mark the football.
Well, Jordan Briggs started in the left slot there for Roxanna. He came around, and it looked like as if it was going to be a sweet pitch to him. They faked the pitch. They gave the inside belly handoff there to Carlisle, and the misdirection worked so well that Carlisle was able to break a big one.
4:36 to go. Handoff up the middle, and diving inside the 10 goes the ball carrier there. Carlisle or West, one or the other.
I think that one was West.
Yep, 25. Up the middle, and the Roxanna fans over on the far side lining the fence from goal line to goal line over there. Huge crowd for the Oilers, huge crowd for the Shells on the far side, and we're at 4 minutes to go till halftime. Second down and about 4 to go. The ball is inside the 10, now a penalty. And there's movement on the Shells. They'll be pushed back 5 yards.
Yeah, well, we've already talked about him one other time tonight. That's Adam Meyer. He's too big to be missed out there. He jumped just a little too soon again, the big left tackle. That's the penalty on Roxanna.
.345 to go, clock ticking down. And Roxanna under center, Hackler, and now a flag flies again. And this time, well, it's motion on the Shells again. 5 more yards against Roxanna, and Coach Pat Keith wants a timeout. He's seen enough. Timeout Roxanna. Each team has used 2 timeouts now. 3:35 to go, first half, and the Shells lead it 13-0 over the Oilers. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
To a military family, a phone call home is priceless, but these phone calls are expensive. By donating a used cell phone through Cell Phones for Soldiers, Weber Granite City Chevrolet is helping U.S. service members get a free 60-minute calling card. Cell Phones for Soldiers addresses an everyday emotional need that everyone has experienced, the need to call home, to hear a familiar voice while far away. If you have a cell phone you're not using, please donate it to us at Weber Granite City Chevrolet for the Cell Phones for Soldiers program.
Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got Thorpe, and he makes a dandy catch.
Here's another steal by Bradley. Lumpkins all alone. He lays it in from Tony.
Yeah! Woo!
The Oilers center ice. 13 has it. Oh, a shot a little bit wide. Oilers keep it in the zone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After the timeout, a pitch to Brendan West, and West from about the 17-yard line down near See if they mark it at the 5. He may have made it to the 5-yard line. Not enough for a first down. It's going to be third down, 3:15 to go. Third and about 3 to go. They need to get to the 2. So the Shells from the 5-yard line already leading by 2 touchdowns. It's 13-0, Roxanna. Hackler under center will pitch it, coming to the right side, and West has it down near a first down. It may be first and goal. They unpilot as West comes to the right side, and they may have to measure.
It looks like they're going to bring those.
Nope. First and goal.
It looked like they were going to bring the chains in, but they decided against it.
First and goal. And they bring in Big Donnie Spann, number 34, into the game near the goal line. Also, Danny Robertson, big middle linebacker, comes in. Robertson will be on the right side, right tight end. They overload the right side here. Spann and Carlisle in the backfield. First and goal from the 2. They give it to Spann, leaning forward, and he is down inside the 1. Looks like he was near the goal line. It's going to be second down and goal to go.
He got close, but he was down just before the goal line. The official on the far side saw him right away, came running in, called him down right off the bat.
Carlisle scored in the first quarter. West scoring in the second quarter. And late in the second quarter, that's where we are, 13-0. Spann and Carlisle in the backfield again. 1:48 to go. Hackler, the quarterback, it's a sneak, and the quarterback scores a touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run inside the 1, really, and Hackler scores it 19-0, Roxanna.
If the QB sneak works, he goes right up the middle. Easy touchdown. We'll see if Coach Keith and the Shells go for 2 points here, try to get this lead to 21.
19-0, 1:42 to go till halftime. 3 touchdowns on the board for the Shells. And it is Jordan Briggs under center here. He may take it and run with it. He's going to roll to the right. He's going to try for 2, and he tries to get into the corner of the end zone. No, he did not get in. Oilers there. Number 5, Jeremy Cook, and number 28, Levi Lawson, pushing him out of bounds just before he got to the pylon there on the near side.
Yeah, great job, Levi Lawson, with the help of Cook, but Lawson went straight across that goal line, came right at the pylon and drilled the ball carrier, Briggs, knocked him out of bounds.
So the Shells have scored again. 2-point conversion, no good. 19-0. The Shells lead the Oilers just before halftime. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports. Shells tee it up at their own 40-yard line as they're going to kick off to the Oilers again after scoring their 3rd touchdown of the first half. Shells beat the Oilers in Week 9 last year, 39-0. They lead it 19-0 here. A short, high kick, grabbed at the 35, out to the 40. After it was finally scooped up there by Dylan Doris, number 41, and they'll mark him at the 40-yard line, his own 40-yard line, as he tiptoed down the sideline for about 6 or 7 yards. Out to the 40, 1st and 10.
And the way that kickoff bounced around, if Doris wouldn't have picked it up at the time he did, Roxanna might have been getting an onside kick.
Well, tomorrow, don't forget, we'll have Illinois' homecoming game on the Big C, 11 a.m. kickoff for Illinois and Indiana. And then we'll feature the Alton Redbirds and the O'Fallon Panthers after Illinois' game. Snap back, Ragusa rolling right, going to keep it to the 45, out near the 50. He's going to gain about 9, 2nd down, 1:25 to go.
Yeah, not a lot of time to go, but a good run there by Ragusa. If somehow, some way, Wood River could put this ball in the end zone in this last minute 15, that'd be a huge step to get back in this game.
Well, they've had a couple of decent drives, including one into the red zone, but again, they've also fumbled away 3 turnovers, and here's a sack. West was in the backfield, also 64. Stuart Angleton in the backfield, and Ragusa goes down. It's third down.
Yeah, no time at all there for Ragusa. Not a chance in the world to get a throw out of there, as Roxanna was in the backfield in no time.
40 seconds to go, first half. The Oilers with maybe one more snap here. They're going to put it in the air, so maybe it'll be more than a snap. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Ragusa. It's snapped over his head, back to the 20. Ragusa will cover it up at his own 15-yard line. That ball was snapped 5 to 10 yards over his head. Way over his head.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I don't even think that a kid 6'5" could have handled that snap the way that thing was snapped over his head.
All the way back to the 15-yard line. The first down marker is at the 50. And they're going to set the clock at about, well,
I'm not real sure why the clock's stopped.
Maybe 12 seconds to go here. I think someone might have called timeout, and that would be maybe Roxanna on defense. Fourth down and 35 to go. Whew. That's fourth and long.
I don't think they're going to go for the fake punt here on this one.
No. At their own 15-yard line, the Oilers down 19 to nothing here to the Shells. Roxanna with 3 touchdowns, 1 in the first quarter, 17 seconds into the game. And then they scored early in the second quarter and late in the second quarter. 2-point conversions both times here in the second quarter, and both times no good. Here's Cook with the kick, and it goes to the 50-yard line for Roxanna. It's returned there by Brad Perry, and an open field tackle by number 10. That might be Cody Engler, and it is Engler that knocks him down. No return, and there's 2.7 seconds to go till halftime.
Well, that was an excellent job of open field tackling there by Engler. One-on-one with a shifty guy on a punt return, and did an excellent job of bringing him down.
Now the Shells either will take a knee or throw it deep, throw it up for grabs, we'll see. Or maybe they'll just run it out with Carlisle. Last play of the first half, and Hackler will take a knee at the 50-yard line, and that will be the end of the first half here in week number 9. It's SCC football in Wood River, and the Roxanna Shells have the lead. They have 3 touchdowns on the board and lead it 19 to nothing over the Oilers.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. Jack Schmidt Chevrolet of Wood River. If you don't know where to get the best auto deals, then you don't know Jack Schmidt. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac, serving the River Bend for 52 years. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Alt Memorial Hospital, the best healthcare close to home. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the River Bend. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, buy American.
Brent Birkeland back with you here. The Oilers kick off in the second half to Roxanna. And big Danny Robertson has it, middle linebacker for the Roxanna Shells, and he's on the move up to the 50, over the 50, to the Oiler 45 and down to the 43 as he went right, then turned field and stage left, and he's all the way to the Oiler 43-yard line to open the second half.
Yeah, how about that by the big linebacker? He comes all the way to the right side, almost to the sideline, changes fields, goes all the way back around the left side. By the time it's all said and done, he turns out to have a great return, and the Roxanna Shells will start their drive in Wood River territory.
19 to nothing, Roxanna. Shells with the lead and the ball, and here's a handoff to Briggs. Jordan Briggs, open field tackle by Adam Grace there, number 44. And Grace knocking down Briggs for a loss of about 3 back to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, well, that's what Wood River's going to need. They're going to need a whole half of big plays, of good defense, good tackles. That was a big-time tackle right there. They're just going to need a whole half of good plays, and maybe they can get back in this thing.
Well, they were able to move the football a little bit in that first half, but now we'll see what happens in the third quarter to start with. Here's a counter to Carlisle. He's in the secondary again, to the 30, down to the 25-yard line, as Grace finally caught him from behind, and it is 1st and 10, and they're going to mark it right on the 25-yard line of Wood River.
That's the second time they've run that same play to Carlisle. The first time, Carlisle broke it for about a 60-yard gainer, if I remember correctly, all the way down to the 12-yard line, but they have Briggs come around from that left end as if it's an end around. They fake the pitch, and then after the fake pitch by the quarterback, he just sticks it in the belly of Carlisle on the counter, and Carlisle's gone.
Carlisle with another big game here. Here's the fullback Span rumbling over the right side, 10 yards to the 15-yard line, into the red zone, and at the 15 of East Alton Wood River, it's 1st and 10 again.
How about that? They just stick it in the belly of the big boy and tell him to run north. He ends up 10 yards downfield. Right back in the game now is Brandon West, so I'm sure we'll see either West or Carlisle here on this carry.
Briggs comes out. West is in. West is in there with Carlisle and Span. West is the wing back on the left. Carlisle in motion. He'll get the ball and he'll cruise to the left over the end around for Carlisle, and he's down inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line, maybe second and short here. Yeah, they're going to mark it at about the 7-yard line, it looks like. 10 minutes to go, third quarter, and the Shells driving again here to start the second half.
You know, for the first 7 or 8 minutes of the game, Wood River was able to hold the running game of Roxanna in check just a little bit, but ever since then, they have not been able to stop the running game of the Roxanna Shells.
There's a snap to Hackler. He's going to give it to Span. Right up the middle, dive play. Touchdown. He's right on the goal line. It's a 6-yard touchdown run for Donnie Span, the fullback, and he makes it 25-0 Roxanna.
Well, Hackler just turned around, stuck it in his belly again, and ran straight upfield. Got the 6-yard touchdown as he bulls his way into the end zone, the big fullback. 25-0 here in the third quarter for the Roxanna Shells.
9:40 to go when Span crosses the goal line here in the third quarter. And they'll go for 2 to try to make it 27-0. Hackler with a pitch. It goes to West. He avoids 2 Oilers, and he shakes and bakes into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. West adds 2. It's 27-0.
What a run there. As you mentioned, he had 2 different Oilers that could have tackled him in the backfield. Shook to the right on one, shook to the left on the other, and then broke his way in for the 2-point conversion.
Span with a 6-yard touchdown run. West with a 2-point conversion run. And it's 27-0 in favor of the Shells now here in the third quarter. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
There's a long pass. It looks like it's going to be overthrown. Oh, the receiver dashes under the ball and makes the catch. Touchdown!
Where did he get that extra burst of speed? That off-season training really paid off.
Alton Memorial Hospital's Human Motion Institute Sports Performance helps athletes maximize their potential and improve their game. With sports performance training, you'll leap higher, run faster, and throw farther. Learn more at altonmemorialhospital.org. Human Motion Institute Sports Performance, building better athletes.
At First Mid-America Credit Union, they offer more than savings accounts, checking accounts, money markets, loans, and IRAs. They also offer a Visa Platinum Card, which rewards their members with low rates, no annual fees, no hidden fees, no balance transfer fees, built-in safety features to protect your card from fraud, and a reward program which rewards you for every purchase you make. Apply today for a First Mid-America Credit Union Visa Platinum Card at www.1stmidamerica.org.
9:40 4:40 to go here in the third quarter. The Oilers trailing here at home. Roxanna leading in Wood River 27-0 now. Last year, again, they won 39-0. 39-0 in week number 9 at home. 2 years ago here in Wood River, the Oilers won at home over the Shells, 26-13. Here in 2010, it's all Roxanna, 27-0 now our score. The kickoff goes to the Oilers, and the Oilers up to the 30-yard line. The ball carrier, Devin Gaddy, number 27, and he brings it up near the 30-yard line. 1st and 10, East Alton Wood River. They mark it at the 28.
Wood River could have used a stand there by their defense to start that second half, but it wasn't able to happen, and we'll see how they come out of the gates here. If Ragusa will just come out throwing the rock around to start, or if they'll still try to run the ball a little bit.
9:33 to go as Ragusa gets under center for East Alton Wood River. Man in motion is Grace. They'll give it to Hughes. Back to the right it goes, and over the right tackle, and he's over the 30. See where they marked that one, out near the 40 or the 32-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 4. The 42.5-yard line, and the Oilers try to make something happen from there as Jeremy Cook brings in a new play for the maroon and gold. Big crowd here tonight. Roxanna and East Alton Wood River battling in week number 9. Handoff goes to Hughes again. Nice move, and then another nice move over the 40 out near the 44-yard line as he broke a couple of tackles and made some moves for a 1st and 10 for the Oilers.
Yeah, Jake Hughes has done a nice job so far tonight running the football. Also had a couple of catches out of the backfield. He did have the one big drop in the end zone, but all in all, he's played a pretty strong game so far, and a nice run there to pick up a 1st down for the Oilers.
Clock ticking away. It's 8:40 now to go. Third quarter. Clock rolling and rolling to the right. Mike Bear for about 5 yards. And now a flag flies, and I think Roxanna will be charged with a personal foul here, unsportsmanlike conduct, as Ryan McClure just threw Ryan Gonzalez down to the ground. 71 for Roxanna and 72 for the Oilers, tangling here. It is on the Shells.
Well, we've seen it a few times tonight so far. A little bit of extracurricular activity after the whistle. That time, the McClure for Roxanna was caught in the act. It'll be 15 yards against the Shells.
So they're going to mark that ball all the way down to the 36-yard line of Roxanna, it looks like. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Oilers on the big penalty on the Shells. 8.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader. Don't forget, Illinois and Indiana tomorrow, 11 a.m. kickoff in Champaign. Illinois home again next weekend against Purdue. Illinois, 6 games played and 6 games to go this season. They are 3-3 on the year. And they'll be back on the air tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Here's Ragusa handing the ball to Grace. Grace, number 44, pushing over the left side. A flag flies to the middle of the line for the Oilers, and he's going to lose a yard. They may decline that penalty. Lost a yard. It's 2nd and 11. It's holding on the Oilers, and they're actually going to push him back.
Yep, a holding call there, not much on the run. About a 1-yard loss on the play, as a matter of fact, but looks like Coach Pat Keith and the Shells are going to take that penalty and back the Oilers up.
8 minutes to go, third quarter, and they'll push him back to the 47-yard line of Roxanna. It'll be 1st down again, 1st and 21. And the clock starts again, and the Oilers back to the line of scrimmage here, and Ragusa under center, the sophomore quarterback. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak, and Ragusa still moving forward down near the 40-yard line before he finally goes down. It's like a gain of about 6 or 7 there.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, a quarterback sneak on 1st and 20. Worked out. They picked up 6 yards.
And the Oilers with the ball right on the 40-yard line now. 2nd down and 14 to go. They're at the Roxanna 40. Shells on defense, and they lead the game 27-0. Here's a pitch to Jake Hughes. A couple of blockers there, but there's more Shells defenders there. And they tackle him for a 2-yard loss as he tried to turn the right corner there. Trevor Hale, number 40, along with some other Shells there too. Jumping into the pile, Hubbard, number 55, and others. Roxanna swarming to the football. 3rd down and about 16 to go. Back to the 42-yard line. 3rd and long, and shotgun for the Oilers. He's Dalton Wood River ball. Ragusa back, straight back. Has some time this time, and he throws it to Grace. In and out of his hands at the 30-yard line. He would have been 4 yards short of a 1st down, but he couldn't get it.
Yeah, the throw was a pretty good throw by Ragusa. Maybe a little bit low, but definitely a catchable ball. He just couldn't make the catch, and would have been a little bit short of the 1st down, but it would have been more of a manageable 4th down to go for, but whatever may still go for it here.
Well, looks like number 5, Jeremy Cook in there. That means a punt with the left foot here for number 5. And it will be a punt as he boots it away at the 50. It's out of bounds inside the 20. Down near the 15-yard line is where the Shells will start with the football. Here midway through the 3rd quarter, Roxanna ball. When we come back, they lead in Wood River 27-0.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Ace Hardware in Bethalto is your helpful place. It's where you'll find more than 70,000 items in the store and even more online. It's where the people know how to solve your problems. It's where top brands like Benjamin Moore, Still, and Craftsman make your jobs go smoothly and with confidence. It's where hot buys sizzle each and every week. Ace Hardware in Bethalto is more than helpful. They save you time and money too.
Roxanna ball as we get back to action here after the punt. 3rd quarter, 6:21 to go as Hackler is under center. The Roxanna quarterback will hand it off. Over the right side it goes, and it's number 24, Jacob Carlisle, and he's out to about the 16-yard line. A gain of 3 yards for Carlisle as he's had another strong night on the ground. The 5'7", 160-pound senior running back scored a touchdown in this game 17 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, Carlisle and West have both been stellar tonight running the football for Roxanna.
West has a touchdown run and a 2-point conversion run. This time they try the left side, and over the 20, out near the 22-yard line, goes Carlisle again. And with 5.5 minutes to go, it's going to be 3rd down and just a yard to go now for a 1st down.
This might be where we see the big fullback span again. To pick up this 1 yard here for the Shells.
Robertson, the right wing, but Span, the up man, with the I formation behind Tommy Hackler. He's under center. They'll pitch it to the deep man. and that is West. Span trying to block for him, but no room at all. And this time, the Shells do not convert. West at the 20-yard line. It's a loss of about 3. 4th down and 4, it looks like. Timeout, and Oilers injury on defense here. So an injury timeout. The ball now resting at the 20-yard line, and I think the Shells are going to punt it away when we come back. Roxanna, 27-0 over East Alton Wood River.
Compare a well-equipped Lexus ES to a well-equipped Buick LaCrosse. Get inside each and see what you find. If perfection is what you pursue, this might just change your course. Meet the new class of world class. The 2010 LaCrosse from Buick. May the best car win.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Welcome back to East Alton Wood River as number 10, Cody Engler, is carried off the field. Might be a left leg or left foot injury there. Getting the card out for him. 4:48 to go in the third quarter, and he comes to the near bench. And now officials call a timeout before the Shells punt it away. Roxanna here, 4th and 4 from their own 20-yard line. So Jordan Briggs going to punt it away for the Shells, who already lead it by 4 touchdowns, 27-0. Snap back to Briggs, and the line drive kick. Nobody back for the Oilers. Going to hit at the 50 and roll to the 45-yard line. East Alton Wood River at its 45-yard line, 1st and 10. From there, it's Oilers football again.
The Oiler defense did their part, came out, got a good quick stop, 3 and out on the Shells there. And, you know, at this point in the game, obviously you still want to think that you could come back and win, but if you're the Oilers, you just want to put some points on the board. You want to find that end zone. And, you know, it's not only the last game of the season, it's not only Roxanna, your big rival, but it's senior night, you know, and then you're out here losing 27-0, and sooner or later, you know, your pride just, it just won't let you keep failing like this. You know, I've got to believe that the Oilers are going to put something on the board here, whether it be this drive or sometime in the near future.
Now the Oilers 55 yards away from pay dirt as they start this drive. Grace hit in the backfield. He's back to the line of scrimmage, and he gains 5 out to near the 50-yard line. Tough run by 44, Adam Grace.
Yeah, he gets 5 yards on the play, but he had about a 12-yard run. The Shells had him about 7 yards deep in the backfield. And big number 44 just put his head down and just bowled forward for 12 yards from that spot, which gives him 5 yards on the carry.
Well, after 3 quarters of play, we hear Mount Zion leading CM now 28-21. Points on the board as always in those CM games. Here's a 5-yard loss, though, for Grace. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and about 10 yards to go back at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, that time Grace didn't have the magic. He couldn't get away from the Shells tacklers, and they got that 5 yards right back.
3:15 to go here in the third quarter. Shells on defense. 3rd and 10.
Why is Roberts Motors #1 in Ford certified pre-owned sales in the St. Louis Metro East?
Visit the 169-point inspection all our vehicles go through.
Maybe it's because we've been doing it for over 60 years.
Or is it the large selection we keep in stock at all times?
Personally, I think the answer is all the above. Stop in today and see. Nobody does pre-owned better than Roberts Motors.
Roberts Motors, your hometown dealer for over 60 years in Alton, Illinois, or on the web at RiverBender.com.
To-do list, rarely need more to do. So, at American Family, we offer a variety of products at affordable prices with the convenience of a single agent. From auto and homeowners to business and life insurance. This is Gerard Fisher with American Family Insurance. Give me a call at 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Ragusa back to throw. Dropping back deep and throwing deep. He has Hughes, and he had it go between his hands again as he was 5 to 10 yards behind the defense again. And Hughes a little closer this time, but still incomplete.
That's 3 times tonight that Jake Hughes has been able to get behind the entire Shell defense. Once he dropped it in the end zone. Once Ragusa launched it over his head by 5 yards, and that time it looked as if he was going to be able to catch it, but it was just a little too strong and off his fingertips. Frustrating there for Jake Hughes and Aaron Ragusa.
Oh, so close, and he would have walked in from the 20 once again. Oilers punt it away on 4th and 10. A low snap, but scooped up by Cook, and Cook sends it over the head of Brad Perry. Hits at the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5. Perry will pick it up there, and he's tripped up at the 10-yard line. And now another late hit, it looks like, and it's going to be again 71, Ryan McClure on Roxanna, I think. Number 71 may get another penalty, but Shell's back at their own 10-yard line here.
Yeah, that time I don't think it was malicious. It just happened to be a block after the whistle. You know, that first time on McClure it looked like it was a little bit of a malicious throwdown, but this time I think it was all in legal play, but just happened to be after the whistle. I just don't think he heard the whistle there.
2:41 to go, third quarter in Wood River. Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader. The Oilers on defense try to make something happen here. First, they're going to put the ball half the distance from the penalty. The penalty flag is at the 15-yard line here. But 5 yards back to the 5-yard line. At their own 5, it's 1st and 10. Again, 2:41 remaining. They'll run it up the middle. Big hole up the middle for Carlisle. He's out to the 20-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10. Carlisle moves the chains with a 15, 16-yard run.
Yeah, once again, Carlisle's able to explode out of that backfield. He goes to the right side over the right tackle, is able to spin his way out to the 21-yard line. This drive here, if Roxanna can string together a few first downs, could really drain some time off this clock.
May wrap up the third quarter and take us into the fourth quarter. We'll see. Hackler under center again. Gives to Span, the fullback, rumbles for 5 out to the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 5 for the Shells, who again lead it 27-0 over the Oilers here.
Well, Roxanna doesn't throw the ball very much anyway, but now with a 27-point lead and approaching the fourth quarter, I can't imagine seeing anything but number 24 and 25 running this football.
Mix in a little 34, Donnie Span. The way it's been tonight, the way it's been all year for Roxanna. They won 3 games this year. Won, of course, 1 game last year, and that was against the Oilers in Week 9. Hackler under center, hands the ball off. 1st down and more. Carlisle leaping over a would-be tackler out near the 34, 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, once again, it's just an easy run for Carlisle. You know, he's not touched until he's 6-7 yards downfield, and he's able to make a move and pick up the 1st down. So he just keeps on churning out those yards. Now Carlisle will jog out of the game here and take a breather.
To the line of scrimmage, the Shells with 1:10 to go here in this third quarter. Shells at their own 35-yard line. Handoff goes to Brendan West. There he goes again to the 50, the 40. He's in the secondary, inside the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown. 65 yards, and West has done it again with a long touchdown run. It's 33-0. Now a flag flies well after the TD. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the East Alton Wood River Oilers.
Well, how about that? Brendan West, he already has a 72-yard touchdown run. He's going to mix in a 65-yard touchdown run on that play. Once Brendan West gets through the line, he's just so fast that there's nobody on this Oilers team that can catch him. And once he gets through the line and through that hole, he's just gone and off to the races, and that's twice we've seen it. As good as Carlisle's been all night and has had the bulk of the carries, I mean, I don't see how you can go against Brendan West as of right now for your possible player of the game.
Possibly. Shells lead it 33-0. Alton Munganast Toyota player of the game, and here's a pitch to Carlisle. It'll be his turn, and it's a 2-point conversion. It's good over the left side. Carlisle tacks on 2, and it's 35-0 with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. Shells lead it by 35 now in Wood River. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
From its birth in 1931 on Broadway in Alton to its new home on Homer Adams Parkway, welcome to Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings. Alton Refrigeration and Home Furnishings earned its outstanding customer service reputation in servicing major appliance brands such as Maytag, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Frigidaire, Samsung, and more. When you think about it, Alton Refrigeration is about providing you with years of comfortable living with worry-free brand name products. At Jack Schmidt Chevrolet in Wood River, we make car buying a breeze. A member of our sales team will assist you in selecting the perfect new or GM certified pre-owned vehicle, and we back it up with our guaranteed price policy. Our commitment to you continues after the sale with genuine Goodwrench service. So if you don't know where to get the best deal on quality vehicles and service,
you don't know Jack Schmidt
in Wood River, Illinois.
Yeah!
56.4 seconds to go in this third quarter. Shells have scored again 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter. And it's a short high kick. The Oilers grab it, and they will have good field position again. Here's a late flag, maybe a face mask. Out to the 37-yard line for the Oilers. Shells now lead it 35-0. They had a touchdown in the first quarter, 2 TDs in the second, 2 TDs in the third, and it's a personal foul on the Oilers again.
Yeah, this game's been a little bit chippy, but since the halftime buzzer, it's been a lot chippy, and you just hate seeing this. You know, it's got to be frustrating for the East Alton Wood Rivers, not just tonight, but the last 2+ seasons. And the frustration is mounting a little bit, but you hate to see this come out in the game.
35-0, and instead of starting at their own 37, they'll have to start at their own 22. Deep in their own territory again because of another 15-yard personal foul penalty. Under center, Ragusa puts Hughes in motion. They'll hand the ball off. Right side, Bear up near the 25. Just a couple of yards there. It's second down.
There's only been a few times tonight where Wood River's been able to break fairly big runs. They've had plenty of opportunities through the air. Open receivers missed, with a throw. Open receivers dropping passes. But the run game, Roxanna's done a good job at shutting down.
Back to the line of scrimmage. On offense, the East Alton Wood River Oilers. Looks like the last play of the third quarter. Hughes in motion. He'll get it over the right side and over the 25 to about the 26-yard line. It's going to be third down for the Oilers when we start the fourth quarter. Roxanna with a big lead here. They're shutting out East Alton Wood River. 35-0 as we go to the fourth. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports. With Brian Lewis, Brent Berkland back with you. Again, after the game, we name our Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. The Shells with a lot of heroes tonight, leading 35-0 over the Oilers. Here's a handoff up the middle. Hughes rolling right and rolling for a first down and more. He's out to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 on that carry. They're going to mark it at the 38-yard line. East Alton Wood River, 1st and 10.
Well, East Alton's definitely not giving up by any means, as you can see by Jake Hughes' run there. That was a nice hard run all the way to the whistle, so there's no doubt these Oilers want to score a touchdown more than anything right here, right now.
Against their rivals from Roxanna, just 2 or 3 miles away, these two schools. And over the left side, Bear carrying 3 or 4 Shells over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Gain of about 4 for the Oilers there as we're in the first minute of the 4th quarter.
And we'll see if Wood River can get the elusive touchdown tonight. You know, at the start of this game, Coach Keith over there for Roxanna was a little bit worried about how his kids would react after the big loss last week. But so far, so good.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Jake Hughes again over the 50 to the Roxanna 49. That's another 1st and 10. They move the chains again and just over midfield into Shells territory here.
Yeah, another good run by number 35, Jake Hughes right there. He's able to get it across midfield to the 49-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Oilers. You know, we should probably talk a little bit about the injuries here for the Oilers. They had a lot of injuries coming into tonight. They've had 2 big injuries already here this evening. We've got number 10 on the side here. We've got number 58, I believe, was the other young man that just took his pads off. It's like a MASH unit over here.
Ragusa back. He's got to get rid of it quick. Escapes 1 Shell, but can't escape another. Brendan West and Carlisle. Couple of offensive heroes combined for a sack really there back at the 39 of East Alton Wood River. Big loss.
Yeah, big loss there of about 11 yards. You know, that's one of those where Ragusa he may have had time to throw that ball away or throw it out of bounds, but just no time hardly at all. Most of the night for Ragusa. The pressure's been there from Roxanna ever since that first quarter. Roxanna's really taken the tempo and play of this game to the Wood River Oilers.
2nd down at about 20. Ragusa back to throw, in trouble again. Almost sacked, and now he goes down again. 55, Hubbard will get credit for this sack at their own 34-yard line. A loss of 5 more. It's 3rd and long now.
It's going to make it about 3rd and 26, give or take, right in that range. We'll see what Coach Parmentier has drawn up in the playbook for 3rd and 26.
9:10 to go as the clock ticks down. They run it up the middle and play it safe to the 39, 40-yard line. The Oilers will keep the clock running. We're under 9 minutes to go, and they'll punt it back to the Shells once again.
You know, it's not the first time tonight. You know, there's been about 3 or 4 drives where it's been similar to that, where Wood River's been able to come out, move the ball a little bit, pick up a couple first downs, get a little momentum, and then penalties or sacks or fumbles, and all of a sudden, you know, the momentum's gone, and Roxanna's going to get the ball back.
8.5 minutes to go, and the punt nearly blocked. And it's going to take an Oiler bounce down to the 40-yard line of Roxanna. And they'll take it at their own 40, 1st and 10 here in the 4th quarter. 8:23 to go in the game. It's all Shells. Roxanna leading 35-0. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports.
To a military family, a phone call home is priceless, but these phone calls are expensive. By donating a used cell phone through Cell Phones for Soldiers, Weber Granite City Chevrolet is helping U.S. service members get a free 60-minute calling card. Cell Phones for Soldiers addresses an everyday emotional need that everyone has experienced, the need to call home, to hear a familiar voice while far away. If you have a cell phone you're not using, please donate it to us at Weber Granite City Chevrolet for the Cell Phones for Soldiers program.
Ragusa drops to throw. Now lets it go deep down the left sideline. He's got top, and he makes a dandy catch.
Here's another steal by Bradley. Lumpkins all alone. He lays it in from.
Yeah! Woo!
Fourth quarter here in Wood River. Shells lead the Oilers in Week 9. High school football, 35-0. Roxanna. Shells are going to finish the year at 4-5. 4 wins this year. 0-9. Looks like where the East Alton Wood River Oilers will finish for the second year in a row. 8 minutes to go in the game as Roxanna runs the football up to their own 44-yard line. 2nd down and 6. Under center, Tommy Hackler, the quarterback. And he'll hand it to the deep man. Like a fumble there, and it is still loose at the 50, and Roxanna will jump on it at the Oiler 49-yard line. Carlisle lost the ball, but Shells have not had a turnover, and they still don't because Jake Quaid jumped on it.
Well, Jeremy Cook, number 5 of the Wood River Oilers, had a shot at that ball, and I believe he had his hands on it, but it squirted away from him as well. And so the fumble by Carlisle does not hurt the Shells. It'll be 1st and 10 from about the 49-yard line of the Oilers.
1st and 10 there. Roxanna keep the clock rolling themselves. We're down to about 7 minutes to go. Under center, it's Hackler. He'll wait and then snap it and hand it to Donnie Spann. Spann with about 6 Oilers tackling him down before that play was over. And Spann with 1 yard, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, not much room there for Spann. Gang tackling there for the Wood River Oilers to help out. Almost no gain on that play, so it'll be 2nd and almost still 10 yards to go for the Roxanna Shells.
6:40 to go. Under center, it's Hackler again for Roxanna. 6:30 remaining as he snaps it, hands it to Carlisle. Carlisle inside the 45, down near the 42-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, and still about 3 to go.
Yep, 3rd and 3 there after a strong run by Carlisle. You're getting to that point of the game where every first down is almost the final nail in the coffin for Wood Rivers. We're at 6 minutes exactly to go here. It'll be about 3rd and 4, I guess. That's a long 3 there, but if Roxanna can get this, it'll just about be over.
5:50 remaining as the clock keeps ticking away here in the 4th. They run it up the middle. Dive play again. 1st and 10. It'll be now at the 36-yard line of East Alton Wood River.
Looked like he had it, or yeah, there they go. I was going to say it was taking a minute for the change to get moving.
And 1st and 10 from the Oiler 36. Shells will take their time once again. 5:40 remaining as they just start the play clock now, and we'll be down to about 5 minutes when this play's over. Again, Carlisle scoring that touchdown in the 1st quarter. Then in the 2nd quarter, West and Hackler with touchdowns. Here's Spann for a yard to the 35-yard line. Spann and West have touchdowns here. Of course, West, a 72-yard touchdown and a 65-yard touchdown run. So those 2 carries alone, 137 yards on 2 carries.
You know, when you got 2 carries for 137 and 2 touchdowns, that's almost MVP numbers right there. He could have gone over and sat down and not carry the ball the rest of the night. Had the MVP pretty much locked up.
Also has a 2-point conversion that he ran in. West, Carlisle has a 2-point run as well. Here's a handoff to, some new players in the game now. Andrew Issam might be this ball carrier, number 19. 4:30 to go in the game. Roxanna at second down and 5 down at the 31-yard line.
You know, you sit here and you talk about the obvious bright spots of the running game for Roxanna, but, you know, Tommy Hackler won't get a lot of credit because he just hands the ball off a lot, but how he handles this offense, he directs it, he doesn't turn it over, and, you know, you see the difference. There was 3 fumbled handoffs on the other side of the ball early in the game. He just steers the ship.
And he hands it off again over the left side. No room there for Trevor Hale, the fullback. Knocked down right around the 30-yard line. The offensive line all year long has had a good year. And for the most part, center Jacob Roberson, along with Hubbard, Angleton, McClure, Kessler, and Corey. Tight ends normally Jared Odell and Jake Quaid. And many others for the Shells with their 4 wins this year. And run for Coach Pat Keith. He likes to run the football. They'll run it again over the right side on 4th down and 4. They gain 1 yard and they'll turn it over on downs. It'll be Oilers football with 3:15 to go.
So we have 3:15 left to see if Wood River can put one in the end zone here on the final night of the season.
Oilers here in the 4th quarter, senior night. 10 seniors on the roster once again. $35-0 our score, and the Shells again have had touchdowns from 4 different players. West has scored 2, but you have 1 each for Spann, Carlisle, and Hackler. 5 TDs on the board, and the Oilers have it at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Next weekend, we'll have playoff play-by-play football for you. Likely be the CM Eagles and the Marquette Explorers here on Z1570. Here's a run over the right side and out to the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Under 3 minutes to go in the game.
That Roxanna crowd over there is starting to get a little bit excited. The student body looks like they're ready to mob the field when this game's over. Roxanna traveled very well. Everybody knows not a far trip, and they brought a ton of fans over here to Wood River here tonight.
Celebrating in Shell Country tonight as the Oilers keep the ball on the ground. They run it, and it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards back near the 30-yard line. Bottom of the pile, Mike Bear gets up, and they'll mark it at about the 32, 33-yard line. 3rd down. And we're down to 2:10 to go in the game.
It'll be about 3rd and 8 here on this play. It looks like Wood River's just going to run this straight ahead.
3 in the backfield behind Ragusa. He'll hand the ball off to Jake Hughes. Hughes, a dive up the middle. No room there. It's 4th down, and now late flags after the whistle again.
Yeah, it was number 75 there. That's going to be Brad Carr after the whistle, just drilling one of the Roxanna Shells from behind. So that'll be a personal foul against Wood River and back them up 15 yards here.
And the ball at the 34, and unsportsmanlike conduct, and going to push him back to the 19-yard line, it looks like. And punting time for the Oilers.
Well, it looks like Brad Carr coming off the field there. Obviously upset. Coach Parmentier pulls him aside. Just has a little talk with him. Probably tells him, I understand the frustration, but that's just not something that they want to do here or whatever. They don't want to just take cheap penalties because they're frustrated and losing games. So it's nice to see Coach Parmentier take the young man aside and have a little chat with him.
A 35-0 victory, looks like.
I think it's safe to say.
bring the ball to the 42. And the flag, the penalty is going to be marked off from there, maybe.
Yeah, I never saw the indication of what they were even calling.
So it's going to be East Alton Wood River, and they bring it to the 32-yard line of the Oilers. Roxanna ball, but they'll just run out the clock with a couple of plays here. 1:38 to go, so maybe 3 plays, and that'll do it. And it will be Hackler, the quarterback, just taking a knee there on 1st and 10. And we're under 1:30 to go in the game. Well, Roxanna, again last year at this time, week 9, snapping a 30-game losing streak. So you know they have to be excited about 4 victories this year. 4-5, their record.
That's a major turnaround when you go from 1-9 to 4, or 1-8 to 4-5, especially when you had a 30-game losing streak before you got that 1 and the 1-8.
And another snap back, and Hackler takes the knee again. Under a minute to go. More fans filing out here of Memorial Stadium, Wood River. Again, the Shells in the playoffs way back in 2003 with our old friend Bill Smith as head coach, and it's been a while, and they almost did it this year. Had a couple close calls along the way. But they'll finish with 4 victories, and Hackler takes another knee, and that will do it. 35-0. Roxanna winning here in Wood River tonight. East Alton Wood River on senior night, falling to the Shells. 35-0. Back with a post game in a moment. You're listening to 1570 Radio Sports. Brian Lewis and Brent Birkeland back here in Wood River, and the Roxanna Shells student body, they're faithful, onto the field here in Wood River to celebrate the Shells' victory. 35-0, the final score. Roxanna over Wood River tonight, Brian.
Yeah, a heck of a game for the Shells. It started out a little bit slow for both teams. Wood River with some major turnovers early in the game, and Roxanna, after the first quarter, was able to just take advantage, take control of the game, and push forward for the big victory. They had a great running attack with Carlisle and West and Span. They didn't have to put the ball in the air very much. Their defense played outstanding. And the thing about Roxanna is they're not just celebrating the win over their rival down there. Those kids, those young men and women down there, they're celebrating the rebirth of Roxanna Shell football.
RiverBender.com's live coverage of today's game is brought to you by Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place. Jack Schmidt Chevrolet of Wood River. If you don't know where to get the best auto deals, then you don't know Jack Schmidt. Alton Refrigeration, the first choice in quality HD TV and appliances. Quality Buick, GMC, Cadillac, serving the River Bend for 52 years. Barry Macias, professional independent insurance agents. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Gerard Fisher, American Family Insurance, all your protection under one roof. Alt Memorial Hospital, the best healthcare close to home. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the River Bend. Weber Granite City Chevrolet, buy American.